What is up, everybody? This is Mike, and this is another The MorphinCast by Red Cycle Inc. I'm Murph the Mike. I'm joined by Tenacious T.
Here I always am.
In today's cast, we are giving our verdict of a Super Sentai of our counterpart of SPD, Dekaranger.
Well, it's Taoju's and whatever. I can never enunciate. I don't speak Japanese.
Let's just try it out.
Let's just try it out.
Taksu Sentai Dekaranger.
It ain't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. This will be number 28 of the Super Sentais. This has 50 episodes, 6 movies, 1 special.
We did 28 Super Sentais?
No.
I was about to say. Oh, yeah. We're not doing the old ones, which we might dive down into that world eventually.
If we could get... All right, so
I really want to see the Spider-Man one, so...
So my issue with the older ones is really hard to find translation ones.
Yeah.
That's my only issue.
Maybe we just watch it for the visual.
So, like, the first Super Sentai, I have it, but there's some episodes that has no subtitles.
Well, it would be cool to understand who the characters are when we get to, what is it, Ninja Steel? Or whatever it is. Megaforce, the one when they have, like, they pop in all over the place.
Yeah, Super Megaforce.
You know what I mean? It's like, it would be cool to actually see who they are and what they are. You know what I mean?
Like the one with the ace on his head.
You know what I mean? Because I remember seeing the 3 original.
Yeah,
like, who the hell was that? I never seen that before. I was wowed. But yeah.
So 50 episodes, 6 movies, 1 special. We did not get to do the movies. I think we'll go back and watch the movies just in general. We'll probably do like 2 at a time.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that.
And get through them.
I was going to mention that because I would at the end of it, I want if we can find them.
Yeah, I have 3. So we have 3 on that file. We have 3.
I would love like a Zeo Ranger, whatever, like a Dayu Ranger or like a whatever.
I think Dayu Ranger has one with I think a Zoo Ranger.
Yeah, Zoo Ranger. I said Zeo. That's what I meant. Zoo.
I think they do have one with Zoo Ranger. I'm not sure. But, that's our goals, try to find some of the movies. We'll probably do those as specials, and we'll probably do, like, one-off little cast of the movies and whatnot.
Tubi, catch up, Tubi.
Yeah.
Catch up.
Tubi's hasn't been giving nothing.
Hasn't spending money, Tubi.
Yeah. So, again, U.S. counterpart is SPD. This original aired February 15th, 2004, and ended February 6th, 2005.
Through the show, they actually thanked people for riding out with them throughout the year. Like, thanks for riding out with us throughout the year. See you next year. You know what I mean? I thought that was actually, I thought that was like a little clever thing, a little nod to the viewers.
Okay. So I'll give you guys a little synopsis, and then we go into our regular things. We'll highlight some episodes, the Rangers, and everything like that. So we'll give you a little synopsis of this thing. So SPD is Special Police Dekaranger, 5 detectives who fight cool and burning hearts. Their mission.
What?
Who fight cool with burning hearts.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I didn't realize they never mentioned cool until the end of the season.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? Cool.
Their mission is to combat space criminals who invade Earth. They will protect the peace and safety of all humanity.
It's like, you stop being cool, or I'm coming after you.
You know, that's something with like just Japanese nature and stuff like that. They have like weird names for like things. Because I remember back in the day, and this goes into wrestling bad, with Chris Jericho. He wrestled in a company called Love and Romance Wrestling. And when you think about that, and you actually think the thing, you hear Love and Romance Wrestling, you're like, what kind of wrestling you doing?
It's like a soap opera.
Yeah, but it was just a regular wrestling thing. It's just that's the name they had.
That's
for
super dumb.
Yeah,
I think that's just the translation problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because I don't think they mean cool as in like a characteristic. Like, we're fighting cool. Like, I think cool means like evil.
They mean cool.
I don't think.
They mean cool, like cool and with burning hearts, with passion. So yeah, they mean cool.
That's just super weird in my book. But then again, this is cross cultures. You know what I mean? Exactly. We don't understand.
But they were cool.
Yeah. Did you notice that in the show they implemented a lot of English?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't maybe for their English speaking audiences, maybe like the people who were like learning or something like that, like sort of like Spanglish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't do it in every single episode, but they did it in a lot. I'm like, why am I listening to an American song in the background? You know what I mean? Or like, it was just weird. I picked up on that in this season they used a lot more American.
Yeah. They do a lot of like the
English, as I would say,
like
the American is not the art.
Like the announcement stuff, like when they call the Zords, it be in English. When they morph, they say in English and things like that.
It was weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, little synopsis: the universe has come together where aliens and many different planets collide in peace. Baban Akaza was transferring to Earth. To the Earth branch of SPD, Special Police Dekaranger, and the city of Metropolis by his commander. By that time, a major outbreak of criminals had broke out by a group of aliens known as Alienizers. Agent Abrella, an alienizer arms dealer, turns this destructive attention to Earth by helping the criminals there. It's up to the Dekarangers to stop them.
Dum dum dum.
And bring them to justice.
Yeah, that's about it.
They're pretty much cops.
You know what? The synopsis actually gives away a lot more than what the show does. Because the show actually builds up to that. You know what I mean? So the synopsis literally just told you exactly what the ending is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they should start, simplifying a little bit more, because I don't need to watch the show anymore. I know what it's about.
So, let's introduce you to our Rangers. We have Dekaranger, which is Ban.
Just call him Ban, because that's what they call him.
Yeah, they call him Ban. Hoji's the Blue Ranger. Senshi is the green. Jasmine is yellow.
Jasmine!
And Amiko is pink. Tenshu is Break. Master is Doggy Kruger.
Which I'm happy they kept his name in SPD.
And Deka Swan is Swan Shariroti.
I'm just happy that they use names that we can somewhat enunciate. You know what I mean?
I like the fact that Doggy Cougar is Doggy Cougar.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And I love the fact that when we were, I think me and you spotted it out like early in the episode, like, oh, that's actually pretty dope that the dog is named Murphy.
Yeah, no, the dog, and the dog had more play in this season than the dog in SPD.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But how'd you feel about the Rangers?
I thought this was probably our first one in a while that everyone has more of a personality of their own.
Every single one,
and
1,000%.
They all kind of work together easily.
It felt like they were on like another show together, and they already knew how to act together.
They had the chemistry.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it was like Friends. Like, say like the cast of Friends, because they actually all meshed well together, and then they just did another show where they were all together again.
Yeah.
Like, they already had the chemistry of doing it for years, because they killed it. I thought that was a flawless cast.
No, I thought every characteristic was good in the Rangers, even towards like Doggy Cougar. I think Doggy Cougar reminded me of the 2012 Splinter more than anything.
Okay. He was super tall.
He was super tall.
Super tall.
But when you knew he had to get into a fight, he was gonna beat someone's ass.
Oh yeah, and you got to see him fight as the dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like I had a problem with the look of him at first. I mean, he grows on you. He definitely does. But I just got a baby pit bull.
Yeah.
Puppy, and then I look at her, and I'm like, I see like the resemblance.
Yeah.
Like he's like a pit bull. You know what I mean? Like, he really is. He's like a pit bull German Shepherd mix, but he's blue.
Yeah.
But he's not. My favorite thing with him is his voice. I felt like his voice fit him.
He was stern
perfectly.
Yeah,
and I always have a problem with the Japanese overacting and like any type of overacting with him just looked right because he didn't look right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He looked out of the box. You didn't see that. But like in the Japanese culture, they always, in every Super Sentai that we've seen, is like an overacting of
Oh, we saw that a lot in here, but
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere in this. But it's, I've come to a point where I've accepted it.
Yeah, that's their natural thing. Like, we watch any anime, they do the exact same thing.
Does it seem like, how like in America it's like when they do the English dub over, and the lips don't match.
Yeah,
I feel like they did their own dub overs where it doesn't even match their lips sometimes.
So there was a beginning. I think it was in the first couple of episodes with Doggy. Is the fact that his mouth got stuck.
Like the animatronic of it.
So basically, he was talking, but the mouth got stuck. So you just the whole with the mouth.
Maybe that's how he enunciated it. He was a tongue dog. He's
So most of the time you see his mouth move, but there were times that the costume got stuck, and then they just like fuck it, whatever, just let it be.
I really was attached to Jasmine a lot. I think she was the best character out of the cast. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed everybody equally, but like she had a lot of, and no pun intended when I say this, a lot of hands-on episodes. You know what I mean? Because she had the power of being able to tell like a story by touching it. Like you can touch a person and she can read their thoughts. She can go to somebody who died and see their last thoughts and see their last visions, or go to somebody where they died years before and pick up a remnants of them. You know what I mean? Which I thought was a really cool aspect for her. You know what I mean? Which in SPD they had similar stuff like that. Like what's his face did the upside down thing. You know?
Bridge and the Sentai Green and here they were very similar. Like they kind of had the certain characteristics. He felt emotions. He felt like different things.
He didn't necessarily have a superpower.
No, he was just like that's where he think. He thought he saw outside the box a lot of the times too.
But with her, she's an alienizer. In her own way. You know what I mean? So, I actually enjoyed her very much, and I thought she was super cute. And as our listeners out there know, I grew really, really fond of these Japanese women as the time goes by, but then nobody will ever be beauties on that. Because they exploited her body in so many ways that I love.
I think the same thing with the Red and Blue. They both had like this rivalry. One wanted him to accept him as his partner, though, and like, leave him the fuck alone.
Like, shut up. Like, we are not partners. I actually thought the Blue Ranger was more the leader than anybody. You know what I mean? Like, he was really like, I was talking to you about this before we even started the cast, but it's like I didn't see really too much of the leader aspect of the Red Ranger being like in charge, and then all of a sudden in the shows, like he's getting promoted to the space. Because now there's a space unit and then there's an Earth unit. You know what I mean? Which we never got to see the space unit. We only got to see two characters from it. You know what I mean? So it's like I never understood. Like he didn't stand out to me to be like overall maybe his attitude and stuff like that, but he didn't do anything more more than everybody else did.
I think there was episodes that he did have his leader.
Because when Jasmine done more shit than everybody.
She has.
Jasmine goes down to me as one of the goats of Sentai. Like I think she's awesome.
She's good, and she and the reason why they bring her back a lot because she has like 6 movies. She's
good for her. Well, she needs a check, and all she had to do is talk and put her hands on things. She can talk to me and put her hands on me if she likes. Tell me what I'm thinking.
And but I liked it. I liked the characters between Blue and Red. They just fucked each other up and like literally just ran up to each other and snuffed each other. The one episode I was telling you that he just ran up and fucking dropped his ass off the computer and shit like that.
Why'd you do that for?
Those are the things that just made me laugh.
It was like nitpicking. It was kind of like a brotherly thing. You know what I mean? It's like what me and my brother. Perfect example. Shouts out to my brother. Like I will be in a crowd of people and I'll be like, yo, that's my brother right there. He'd be like, shut up, don't tell people that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to know. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just an ongoing joke. But you know what I mean? I like the Pink Ranger. I think she was super cute. She must be like pruny. Because she's always in a tub. She is in a tub all the time, and like, I don't know how old is she? 15 years old?
She was young.
She was like 15 in the show. And like, I was a little uneasy with that because, like, I understand, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, you're exploiting a young girl in a bathtub. You know what I mean? I don't really like seeing stuff like that, personally, but If you didn't know how old she was, I mean, she was probably of age filming it, and she was super cute. Yeah. But I don't know. She's always in the bathtub, and then when somebody else was the Omega Ranger, I'm going to say Omega because I forget what Ranger he is, but break. He was in the tub. Yeah. She's like, everybody knows I'm in the tub first. Like, they stop hogging the damn tub. But I like the Rangers.
Yeah, I thought they had great personalities. I thought they all kind of worked together really well, and their characteristics all kind of have great chemistry.
I can't recall. I mean, because it's kind of blends all together now. I can't remember like this much chemistry in a cast.
Dyer. I think Dyer was our thing.
Dyer, I have actually a vague memory of the Rangers themselves. I just remember the overall story and what happens. That is what holds to me to be the best Sentai. Yeah. But like I can't recall this much chemistry.
Well, there's always like that. Yeah, because they had like this whole cast was actually really working good together. I can't really think about it.
But then again. And nothing against any of the shows. It's just starting to blend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, unfortunately, I'm going to be one of those stereotypical Americans and be like, they all look alike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like with them, they probably say that we all look alike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and I get that. And they're not wrong, nor am I. But I can't, like, the Red Ranger looked like the Car Ranger.
If you see him in like the 10 years later, he looks a lot like him.
You know what I mean? It's like... It's kind of hard to separate it. Now I can separate, the Power Rangers.
Yeah, they all like different races and.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I can. The storylines for America is kind of cut and dry. It's easy.
Yeah.
Sentai is really in depth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So it's like you need to pay attention to it. So, like, each season, I can't give you right now, without listening back to our previous cast, I can't give you verbatim what happened. I can just give you a general oversight, retrospective.
We've been through a lot so far.
I know, it's kind of crazy. And we're doing the counterpart as well.
Yeah, so there's a lot that we were going through.
You're like, three Sentais ago, I don't even remember which one it was, but then we talk about it, then I'll start jogging the memory. You know what I mean? So, but right now, this is the best chemistry cast.
Yeah, I think like overall Rangers, these were some of the most fun. Dekaranger, which was the Omega Ranger. I thought he was a cool character. I actually liked the fact that he was actually a character.
Yeah. Oh my God! Sentai, thank God too, man.
And Sentai and SPD, I think he was the least liked Ranger in that series.
Well, for me anyway.
Yeah, I didn't.
He
like
was
him
such a punk man because he came from Future.
Yeah.
He's supposed to. He was so cocky, and then he did nothing.
Yeah.
With him, he at least was a person of the time, because I remember when the episode with the kid.
Yeah.
I hit you up, I'm like, the kid's going to be the Omega Ranger.
Yeah.
But they never used that, and I was like, thank you. You know what I mean? It made it so much better. He had a dope story, which was kind of the same line of what the kid was in the show, but he was his own person.
Yeah. And he was part of the gold badge group of people.
Which showed the levels.
Yeah,
it's like military.
One thing I also liked is the fact that he was literally the Sixth Ranger.
Yeah.
As in the SPD, he wasn't really the Sixth Ranger. He wasn't in the show as much. Doggy was more the Sixth Ranger in SPD.
Doggy was the boss.
Yeah.
And he stayed that.
Yeah.
He did his job.
Yeah, but in SPD he was more out in the field. As in this one, he wasn't as out there. Like, he fought when he had to fight.
Yeah.
He'll bust your ass when he had to bust your ass. But when he was coming at you, he was going to bust some of the ass. Other than that, he kind of stayed back.
Don't make me get out of my chair.
That's why I describe him as 2012 Splinter.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Because when Splinter had to go out, he's going to fuck someone up.
Yeah, well, just the simple fact you made him move. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to move.
That Splinter is probably hands down my favorite one. So it was like, that one I think he's more
really, really, really like the look of his commander, the bird, which the bird dude in SPD, like, he looked very cartoonish, but with a suit. But I really liked the way he looked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which he's not in it. There was no episode of them taking over and stuff like that, kicking them out, which I'm very happy for.
Yeah.
When we get into the episode segment, it's truly original.
There was a lot. There's a lot of things that where SPD got it from.
Yeah.
From this series, like honestly, if you watch a lot of the episodes and you see where the kind of the synopsis of the story of the episode, then you're like, okay, SPD took that. All right, SPD took that too, and that's good. That's good. That's a good sign of things. Is when you could easily translate something into our American culture wise, that makes it easy to make.
Don't fix something that's not broken.
Exactly.
And Sentai has been consistent.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say about the Sentai is they've been consistently getting better.
Yeah, they have.
You know what I mean? Because Power Rangers in the westernized world, as the world would put it, is really up and down.
Yeah.
It's like you can tell that they fluctuate between good and bad seasons. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, I think that they were trying to find their niche to separate it.
Yeah.
Where Sentai has a format, and we're gonna follow it.
Yeah, and then you also had the owners of Disney taking over at this time and things like that.
Yeah, so, but Disney has some of the best seasons.
Yeah, no, but they're different from the Sentai. They're different from Saban. Saban kind of.
And then as soon as Saban gets it back, he tanks it, right? Is it Operation Overdrive, Saban?
Yeah, no, Operation Overdrive is Disney.
All right, good. I guess that's when Saban's like, all right, listen, I need to take this shit
but
back.
then they followed through with Jungle Fury, and Jungle Fury was great. So
Jungle Fury was badass.
I'm actually looking forward to the Sentai.
I'm scared. I'm scared for the Sentai because the same reason why I was scared for this season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't want things to shadow the things that I love.
Yeah. And,
and surpass it.
Yeah. But you know what? We gotta accept what it is.
Sometimes you gotta hail to your maker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like in the world of Power Rangers, Sentai is all. It's the all being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the truth.
Yeah.
Almost every single season that we've seen so far, Sentai has been superior.
Yeah. Then we have other Rangers. We had Deca Gold, which we saw like probably one episode, which was the female.
Yeah, she looked badass though. And actually, to see her fight and to see where I'm going to say the Omega because that's to see where he was lined up as, you know what I mean? Like she taught him to not fight with emotion, to fight with like you are a number. It was very military.
Yeah.
And then he showed her, you know what I mean, what he learned from the other Rangers.
We also had Deca Bright. And then you had the SPD Fire Squad, which towards the ending, that's when Bam Bam lines up going.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much a bunch of SWAT members and shit like that, which I actually thought was pretty dope.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We have tons of characters in this, but like overall, like this was a fun series. It was really good. The Rangers, again, like they're probably some of the best character Rangers that we had so far in the Sentais, and that's a great thing. One
thing that we didn't have with the villain was an overall antagonist.
Yeah.
Throughout it all, we find out that the bad guy, which is like Broodwing in SPD, I think that's his name.
I think it's his name.
Or is that in Mystic Force? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but the bad guy. The guy that is a jar.
The jar
bad
head.
He's a jarred bad head. You know, and he's Batman in a jar. You know what I mean? But the fact that he was just poking in and like really watching.
Yeah.
He was really the man behind the curtain. He was the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought that was genius. I thought that was so good because in SPD we had Grum, and now Grum kicked ass.
Yeah.
But we didn't have, in this season, there wasn't any of that. This Broodwing dude was he was the ruler of the galactic black market, which I thought was awesome. He's like, he did things for his own personal, you know what I mean? He destroyed galaxies for fun.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like hands-on throughout it until about like 3/4 of the way through the show.
Yeah.
And where his colors started to show out. You know what I mean? I thought that was genius because it was a different take. It was a different format that Sentai took.
Yeah.
Instead of having one main thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't even think it would have been him because he wasn't even utilized like that in SPD.
No, he wasn't. We actually had, I guess, Grum was American made, and A Squad was American made.
I'm happy about that though.
I was hoping it was Sentai because the fight scenes would have been sick.
But I don't think Sentai would have brought back the space helmets.
Yeah, they would have did their own.
Because this is a different universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But that was something that I liked about SPD. They kind of connected the universes in a way. But yeah, I kind of liked how they did the criminals and stuff like that. A lot of good stories off of a lot of the criminals and stuff like that, even with the past of the Rangers and everything like that. The Zords, I actually really like the Zords.
The Zords are 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the Zords were good in SPD, but they brought it to another level.
Yeah, they used them all the fucking time.
Bro, they traveled with them.
Yeah.
They used them for everything. When missiles were being shot out, they were doing roundhouse kicks in the air, which I'm like, why didn't they put that in SPD?
Yeah.
I don't recall that ever.
Yeah.
And before the cast, when we were talking, this is probably the single greatest moment for me in Sentai and in Power Rangers. Because you've never seen what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
You've never seen it. In the last episode, you saw the Swan girl. I'm just going to call her Swan. Yeah. She's standing on a beach far away.
Yeah.
And watching them fight in the distance, the Zords. To see it from that perspective has never been done.
Yeah, you never seen it from a person's perspective of the fight, like Zord fight.
Bro. My mouth
Zords
dropped
fight.
When I saw it. I was like, because you saw the Deca,
the big one.
Yeah, the command center turned into a Zord, while you saw the Dekazord, the original one, flying in the air, shooting at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like from afar, like miles away. Probably like, bro, it had to have been like, probably like 100 miles away, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe. Not even, I wouldn't say 100. It's a little dramatic. It was like looking from Long Island to Connecticut over the Sound.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Which, from my perspective, I've seen so many times in my life. So, to see that, bro, truly, truly epic. That single-handedly is the best fight scene I ever seen, and it was like 3 seconds.
Yeah, that was actually really cool. And then I like the utilizations of the Zords. Even when they got the SWAT Zords, they actually everything was better with Zord wise. And I think that's something with Sentai period that they do better, is the handle of the Zords and actually making them like pretty much the Zord was RoboCop.
Yeah, the whole show was RoboCop.
Yeah, it was pretty much RoboCop in a lot of ways, except for the aliens.
It was like OCP.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it was the town of it, like Detroit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like the way they utilized the police, because they were like its own separate form. Like OCP was their own thing.
Yeah, that
ran the town, and this was their own thing that ran the town, that protected the town against alienizers.
Yeah.
I liked we got more of the Omega Rangers Zord.
Yeah.
And when they used him, they turned him into a cannon at the end and blew up the fucking guy.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't we get that?
Yeah.
Like oh my god, like I wish I was a writer and like was one of the guys for America.
Yeah. Taking
the footage, like, why didn't you use that? I want to wring this guy's neck.
You know what's crazy though, and honestly, it's funny because it goes off of subject, but I remember I actually posted a thing about Spider-Man, the animated series, on the Red Cyclone Inc., and how much like rules they had to go by in order to put it out.
Yeah.
They couldn't show pigeons on screen or him punching a pigeon. They couldn't show blood.
Why can't he punch a pigeon?
You remember Mobius? Mobius had his things on his hand. He couldn't bite people. He had to suck plasma, not blood. So there was a lot of like guidelines that said, like, say Power Rangers had it
G-rated.
Yeah, that Power Rangers had to keep. So understandably, the gunplay and the fact that they still had gunplay in the SPD show was a lot, because especially during that time, during that years and shit like that, that might have not been so much.
Yeah. Well, this is 2004. This is where, I'm graduating high school when this is happening. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm 18 years old. I want to see more adult stuff. I don't want to see kiddies things anymore.
But
you know what I mean?
But in America, this is to sell toys.
It's obviously the devil of merchandise, which has been sucking on our fucking necks for.
But honestly, if I would have sold more of these merchandise, I would want to buy these more than the American ones.
Yeah, no. If we had a Hasbro line of Sentai, it would be super dope.
I would like I actually liked when the Omega Rangers was in space. Like, it actually looked like a rocket ship, not just a motorcycle. And then it was a motorcycle on Earth. They actually showcased it more of the fucking Zord riding the motorcycle and things like that. And I actually just thought that was really dope. One thing Sentai does 100%, and this is I say so far with every single season, the Zords are just used a lot better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 1,000%. And I feel like they just reuse the same stuff over and over again here. It's like cost effective. So let's try and keep our budget down.
We could use this. We could use this. We could use that, and just have a far shot of him and get killed, and
then boom, it's done. You know what I mean? It's like, but the angles and they used it more. Like I remember in SPD they did that jump to the side shot with the Zord so many times, and I think in Sentai I think it was used twice. Yeah. Like, no, we have so much more footage that we can use.
Because we saw different things. We saw, like, the Zords individually fight and things like that.
We're talking about a culture that lives off of, you know what I mean, off of Gundam and off of...
so you got to show your shit.
Yeah, exactly. You have to show up because you have a lot of history before you. Yeah. You know what I mean? That you have to measure up to that. Yeah.
And when the Zords are not, like... portray the best looking things, they always have a characteristic. Yeah. And that's something about it. Like, they talk or they have a personality and things like that. So there's always something with the Zords that always make it interesting.
I really liked in the Zords when they were all together that they had separate cockpits. Yeah. But each of them has the power to take over. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it was Jasmine or the Pink Ranger.
She did it a couple times.
Yeah. They were like, "What are you doing?" And she took over the thing. Like, "Fuck this! I'm taking up." Which is my first time cursing in the cast, just so you know.
Good job.
And I messed up because I didn't want to curse at all. I really didn't. I've been focused on it so hard because I curse a lot. Yeah. But I liked the. I'm not really the biggest fan of separate cockpits because it's just like I like the look of them all together. Yeah, but then we got that in the big one where.
Because even Doggy and the other
Doggy
chick
was in the center of it.
Yeah, even the dog and the chick had those.
And that was only like 2 episodes where it was like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was cool. Less is more. Yeah. Here because it makes you use more. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Japanese is like, screw it. We're gonna put all of our budget into it. We're gonna get as much as we can out. Where Saban or Disney probably like, all right, I'm gonna use as little to make my revenue, a lot more from what I actually sell. You know what I mean?
I do like the weaponry of the Sentai a lot more. They use the guns, they use the swords, they used everything, and I like the fact they didn't have the enhancer and things like that. I like just like the SWAT. The SWATs themselves look fucking badass.
Yeah, they definitely do.
The suits and stuff like that. So.
I feel like they turned darker. Yeah, their helmets went darker.
They used the lights more. So they used like the lights on their chest and stuff like that more. It was a darker scene, but it had the lights of the chest and things like that.
And they didn't have to use the SWAT in every episode. No, you know what I mean. When they got the SWAT, they utilized it when they needed it. Where in SPD. It was every episode.
Yeah, it was just like, all right, that's it.
It's like, why are we even normal? Why are we even a normal suit for? We should just go into... Just like with the Red Rangers in every other season when it goes into the ultimate mode.
The battle.
Why didn't you just do that from the beginning? Yeah. You know what I mean? Let me get your ass whooped for a little bit and make you realize that you have to press number 3 on your fucking... on your thing. You know what I mean? It's like, why... But why? They don't need it. You know what I mean? They learned the discipline from the trainer that you guys fight together as a team, and then when you need it, you use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I 100% like the weapons a lot more. I liked the Red Rangers, 2 guns and things like that. I liked the shoot outs and stuff like that.
You want to know what bugged me, though? Because obviously we love the helmets. Yeah, I think the helmets is probably top 3 best helmets.
That, and then also I just like the filming of the Sentai because it's just...
It's darker and grittier.
It brings the colors out a lot more.
But it brings a tone and a shade to it. But you want to know what I noticed the most out of the helmets was, now I'm going to say Omega again because I forget his name. But he has a microphone on his face. Like, why? Yeah. What is the point of putting that there?
Yeah,
it makes no sense. Yeah. Because you should have the microphone on the inside, not on the outside.
One thing I also I like too is the fact that this is something that I didn't realize in the beginning of SPD. Like, each one has their number on their helmet. Yeah. So one has one big one, then it's doubled, then it's 3, then and then he has a microphone on his thing.
I also his superior, like, I thought her suit was amazing.
Her suit was helmet, badass. I wish she was in it more.
I wish she was in like at least 5 episods, so that maybe that SPD could have utilized that more, so we can actually have a figure of that. Because I don't think that Hasbro utilizes the women as much as the men do right now in this. You know what I mean? I'm still waiting for Kendall Morgan.
Shit, we were still waiting for Jen.
Yeah, I like they deserve it, and I hold Kendall Morgan up very high. She's up there with Jen because I never seen somebody so hands on.
Yeah.
That was like a mentor, and then flipped it around and became a ranger. Like I'm gonna bust some ass. She's like the Shadow Ranger of that.
Oh, I picked her because I think Battle for the Grid.
Yeah.
They posted a Twitter thing who you want to see next for the next season. I put Kendall Morgan just for you.
But I'm not. But you understand my passion behind her because out of our years, out of our going on 6 years of doing this,
she was Billy. She was Billy, but she kicked ass.
She was Billy with Jen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mixed with Kruger.
Yeah.
Because she was
the mentor.
Yeah, she was the mentor, and then when it came time to put the suit on, she's like, I'm gonna bust some ass. And you didn't really see any purple suits.
It was a dope suit.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
You know, she made that season.
And there's only like 2 really dope purple suits, and that's RJ and her.
Yeah.
Because
RJ's is fucking fire, yeah. It definitely is.
RJ's fire too, so like we need some more Purple Rangers.
I just overall, it's just Sentai with this season is flawless with the Zords, flawless with the suits. Characters is flawless. Yeah. They're like they're killing it right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? The Broodwing dude, I loved him.
The villains are great. I liked the storylines. They had great storylines, and we're going to go with the episodes because there are a real lot of good episodes in this series, and it was really hard to pinpoint which ones I like more than others.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
This whole series, I say out of the 50 episodes, there was not one I got bored with.
I was in tuned. Yeah. The whole time now, and you can check our other cast, and please do go and check our other cast. There are some episodes where I'm like faded away. Yeah. I'm not. It just was filler, and it was nothing. And like I think I was intrigued with this season because there was no real it was just a continuous story. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple of parters where it kept going, but. Like, I was intrigued to see where it was going next, to see if there was this one big moment and then it drops and flatlines again. It didn't. It was a hill going up.
It was a consistent storyline after storyline after storyline. There was a lot of 2-parters, 3-parters. There was a lot of, like, I like when they do those long stories. I'm fine with those. Like, as long as you're giving me a good story, I'm 100% in.
I want that.
And this one had many. This one had a lot.
I want that more than anything because it just makes it seem like it's not just a filler episode.
And they also had the entertainment episodes as well. There's not all like balls to wall seriousness. There was ones that just made you laugh.
But it continued what they were going.
Exactly. So there was a lot of good things in the series. I liked it the beginning. I liked it the first, 10 episodes. Like, this is the first one for a while, too. Like, I liked the first episodes. Yeah. It did not take me long to get into the series.
I thought I was going to struggle, because I always, and we say this all the time, like, with Sentai, majority of Sentai, once you get into the 30s, you know you better pay attention. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? With this, it's like, no, you have to pay attention to the whole thing. Yeah. And I think the Broodwing thing shows that because the progression of him is the ultimate story arc.
And then also how they kind of misguide you and who was behind everything. Yeah. Because there were certain characters that you saw more than others that you thought that they were plotting.
And they reoccurred too, and I loved it because towards the end they brought them all back. Like, I thought you was dead. Like, nah, motherfucker, I'm back. You thought you had me.
Yeah, and they did a really good job with that. They kind of threw you off at times of who was the main person and things like that. They did a really good job with that.
And you got a list of standout. I got a handful. Maybe 4 or 5 standout episodes. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you one. Like, I just really, really like the. It's very simple, but it just gave something else to it. It's like that. There was that one alienizer that wasn't bad. He just came to Earth to find his son, who was locked up for wrongdoing. Don't get me wrong. But no, everybody thought he was bad because they didn't understand what he was saying. Yeah. But he was saying everything backwards. Yeah, so everything that he was saying, don't do it, was meaning do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't press the button means press the button. Yeah. When he says press the button, don't press the button. So it was a lack of being able to translate what he was saying, which was the whole basis of the thing, and then you found that out at the last couple of minutes. Like, holy shit, he's not bad, you just don't understand what he's saying. So when he's saying, I'm gonna fuck you up, it means he's like, you're the best, I love you. You know what I mean? Like, so he's defending himself the whole, and I just thought that was genius.
That was
I really did. I thought that was such a good episode.
One of the early ones, I liked the Perfect Blue episode, which kind of gave you the characteristics of Blue Rangers a little bit, and this is when he drop kicked him off the fucking computer.
You love that.
The 100.
Oh yeah, do you think it was better?
I thought
they filmed it a lot. There was a lot more in the footage.
There was a lot more in the footage. I liked them both like equally. I think the storyline with Doggy in that episode was stronger in SPD, just because it was more of a personal. It was about his.
What was his nickname?
Doggy.
Yeah, in this one, he was like the Watcher of Hell or something.
Yeah, the Watcher of Hell, something like that.
The Reaper of Hell. Everybody was like, "What? What does that mean?" He's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's an old nickname that they gave me back in the day."
Yeah, it was like
But then he utilized. He's like, "You don't want to mess with me. I'm the Watcher of Hell."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, don't fuck with me, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's called a High Noon Doggy Fight.
What I realized through the show is that I try and find what they used in America, but I get so caught up in it that I don't catch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember saying to you in the beginning, like, I really wanted to see if they made an episode where it was everybody's perspective, like the one episode in SPD where it was like everybody's memory of it was different.
Yeah.
I was seeing if that was one thing, and actually that was just a one quick scene.
Yeah.
That they used over and over and over and over again. Because they never changed it. They just changed the dialogue of what was happening. You know what I mean? So, like, I caught that, but then I was like, I don't care because it's his own thing.
Yeah, exactly. I did like the series. I did like the episode, though, because it was more him protecting Swan. He was fighting them for Swan than anything like that. So I liked the characteristics between them two, and like him really being protective of everyone, actually.
Which followed up to the next episode, which happened in SPD, where they thought that he was going to come and whoop ass and stuff like that all the time, and he's like, no, it's like, I'm not.
Yeah.
They're like, but you know, we're in a pinch. He's like, are you dead? They're like, no. It's like, then I'll come when you're in a pinch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
it's
like that.
Don't you dare ask me to come here and fight for you. I'm your boss. He's like, I will be there when you're on the brink of death.
Yeah.
Because any other time you got it. Which I thought was powerful, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And seeing that big-ass blue head say it, you know, with his clipped ears. Shouts out to Powell, you bastard. I'm not clipping my dog's ears.
Oh, his is Hell's Guard Dog.
Hell's Guard Dog, which was fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah, Hell's Guard Dog. That was the name. But yeah, I like the fact that he didn't. So, again, like, Omega was 6.
Yeah.
He was not the 6th Ranger. If you're fucking dying in your last breath, that's when he will come. Like,
he's like, that's a pinch. He's like,
now y'all need me.
I'll lend you a hand. I'm not gonna let you die on my watch.
And I'm not gonna do all of it either. I'm gonna take them out, and then you take care of the rest.
But you better be on your last breath for me to get out of my seat.
Exactly. But I did like that of him. Like, I wish I saw him more, because I always thought the Shadow Rangers is just a dope fucking suit.
Yeah.
But I like that he did that. I like the fact that we did see the Omega Ranger be utilized more. I liked him that he used the unicycle outside the suit.
I'm happy he wasn't a cocky dude from the future.
The orb from the future.
I was so dumb. And it made the counterpart of him the female.
Yeah.
Which I love those.
Yeah. Those episodes were really good.
That episode was awesome.
Those were really good. The ending was fantastic. I thought it was a great ending.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! Well. Yo, that was, you know, it was steadily intense.
Like, I jumped out my seat in the end of the show. I was like,
bro, when Doggy, like, I thought he died, bro. Yeah. I swear to God, in my head I was like, no, tell me he's not dead. Like, I haven't been invested like that in a long time, and I was like, please, like. Yo, and then I'm thinking to myself, imagine if he really is dead. Because that would be really dramatically awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe they'll have, like, a memorial for him that he died for them. But
in reality, one of them takes his spot and things like that.
Man, just the scene of him running down the hallway as the dog instead of in the shadow suit.
Yeah.
Just, I was like, he was like Darth Vader fucking running through. I was like, yeah.
He probably has claws.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you know, I would have loved to see him bite somebody's head, like somebody's ear off or something like that.
I think
that
his mouth would be out.
But you'll get it. It's like a mouth and like a little tongue. You know what I mean?
But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and like
it's hard to pinpoint one.
Yeah. The babysitter syndrome, I thought was a funny episode. It was with the baby that kept getting big, and she just laid on her.
Oh, we always have like episodes like that. You know what I mean?
I liked the Pink Ranger's personality. I liked the fucking dude that was engaging everybody.
Yeah, no, we were talking about that before.
Episode.
That was a sad episode.
Yeah.
And then the Blue Ranger came up like, yo, he's bad. He's like, no, like you're just upset. Green Ranger. He's like, no, you're just upset because you don't have anybody. He's like, no, I love you. He's like, I love you like a sister. I want to protect you. Like, and then she had to sit off, like was like eavesdropping on them two conversation, and then it just broke her heart. And then the guy pulls out, like, you see this doll? Like, this was the last love of mine. Look what I did to her, and I'm going to do it to her too. It's like you felt like the brotherly, you know, like the sibling aspect.
I loved the Red Ranger in that episode too. He's like, how the fuck is she engaged? Who the fuck did?
He's like, yo, you know your ring is fake, right? It's not a ring. It's
those are the things I actually liked about was it Bam Bam's character, because Bam's character was like just an asshole a lot of the times. He not really an asshole. He was just like very outspoken. He would say shit that you should not be saying to people.
Right. I can't review what each of the episodes was on the thing. So, but there was. I can't really pinpoint really too many filler episodes. I think the baby one, the blowing up baby one, was kind of a filler episode, but it was fun. Cute. But it was fun.
Again, like when it did have those filler episodes, they were fun. They didn't have like bad episodes in general, because when they had those fillers, they usually are entertaining or action packed.
I mean, we also equally like the just like in the SPD when they had to go and get the training for SWAT. You know what I mean? I thought that was awesome. I thought the character of the drill sergeant was awesome. You know what I mean? And then when they completed, he was like, "You don't call me sir, you say Roger." You know what I mean? Because now we're the same. You know what I mean? I'm not your drill sergeant no more. We're peers. You know what I mean?
And then just when they got the SWAT's gears were fucking dope, and whenever they used it, it looked really dope.
There was a couple of other episodes in my head that I had. I should start writing the episodes down more.
There was quite a few. The Mad Brothers was good.
The one with the what was it? The Blue Ranger when he's fighting in like some Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That Street Fighter episode.
Yeah,
he's
that was actually really
good. Looking like Liu Kang and shit. Like fucking.
That was really
it was awesome. And then they utilized that in the flashback episode. Wasn't entirely a flashback episode. They only nodded quick little scenes instead of like showcasing everything that you've seen. It was just like, no, it was the small thing, because it was an episode in itself. You know what I mean? I thought that was cool. Instead of boring us, because 9 times out of 10, I just want to fast forward through that shit.
Fake Blue was good. When they brought the 3 characters, I think it was Running Heroes, Mad Brothers, and Full Throttle. Those are the ones with that when this girl got grown the suit. It was that, and I thought they were great. They were fucking, and then she was vicious as well.
The episode with the in SPD, this guy with the guy that killed his father.
That was really good.
But this one was not with that. It was Omega Ranger. The Omega Ranger, he killed his mother. When he and his father. He killed both of his, like some Winter Soldier killing Tony Stark's parents. You know what I mean? Like, he drags the kid out, and it messed me up because he was like, he got really into the fact, he's like, I loved watching your mother burn up inside the car. Like, bro, like, like it chills thinking about it. Like, it's because to me, I lost my mother, so like, there are certain things that Sentai accents on when it comes to family that gets you, and that was one 35. Scene that got me because he pulled them out and he basically like raised them up as a kid. But he was like, I killed your parents. And he didn't know about it because, he forgot about it. And then it jogged his memory in time because when he went to see him in prison, he told him the story and he's like, I don't believe you. And then he remembered and then the tear dropped. And his power was to be able to disappear into an alternate dimension of the reflection. You know what I mean? Which led from that to like the big thing. And I thought that episode was crazy. Just the fact that because his memory was he saw his mother in TV.
Yeah.
The TV burning up.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was inside of a car.
Yeah.
Like, here, take my son, get him out.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I'll always be with you in this life and the next.
Yeah.
And then just go. Oh man, it was crazy.
Yeah, that was episode 35.
That might be.
That was a really good.
That's up there with the Dekaranger episode when the mother dies with him.
Yeah.
The White Ranger. The main antagonist.
Yeah.
Not the White Ranger. His brother.
Yeah. His brother.
That, and I think it was Time Force.
Yeah.
When he was with his mother and that.
Yeah.
Dana had to punch me in the gut with some stuff, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not a sentimental person like that, even though I am, and I just don't like to tell people I am.
Yeah.
But that had me. I thought that scene was crazy, and he deserves a figure.
Yeah.
That villain, he deserves a figure himself.
Cool. That was a really good character. I actually really liked those a lot. Yeah, there was just a ton of good episodes. I actually this is a season I really highly recommend to watch if you're new to Sentai. Between Dekaranger and this Time Force one. The
space car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go Ranger.
Yeah.
I thought Go Ranger was good.
Go Ranger was good.
Go Ranger was good, but it's not. It's hard. It's hard to think now.
Yeah.
But this is like this season.
Yeah.
Will be one for me to remember.
Yeah.
Because it's straight through. It's an uphill battle.
Yeah.
The whole time, the storyline, it never drops.
No, it doesn't.
The bar is here, and the bar keeps going up. Yeah, there's episodes, there's kind of fillers, but the fillers add to the escalation. Yeah. There's never a decline.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when like they're fighting, so the episode before the second to last episode, they're fighting they're fighting their own fight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, while they're breaking through.
Yeah.
Into the command center. And then they find out that in episode fucking like 33, when another one left, he was like, I got the information from him on how to break in to this place. And then it's like Doggy trying to fight them all off, and Swan getting in trouble, and the Rangers trying to sneak back in, and then them going their separate ways to try and figure it out, bro. It's so good. And then in the command center, when the Broodwing dude is sitting in the command center, the command seat. Yeah. And he's like, so what'd you guys think? You guys are going to corner me in here? And then it's like, I got control over the whole command center. Boom, presses a button. It's like, all their power went away. Like, you're no longer in a suit, bitch. He's like, who do you think you're messing with? I'm the galactic black, I'm the black hole of this shit.
And one thing I liked also is the fact that they did have a side piece outside of the suit. They actually used their guns a lot. They actually used it, like a lot of their stuff. So. Oh my God! This episode, it just popped in my head because you said that. It was an episode like Speed. Yeah. And when he's on the bike. Yeah. And he's like, you can't go over a certain, and you can't go under a certain. And I was like, oh shit, this is Speed. Yeah. It's just like Speed. And then he's like, he switches into his suit, and he's like, oh, I could do this forever now. And then it added a certain weight to the bike. Like, you thought we were playing with you, buddy. Yeah, that was actually really dope. I actually liked the episode as well. Yeah, there's just a lot. Like, this is just a generally good season.
Just from beginning to end, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it gets dark, and it gets good. What I like about it the most, and it's actually kind of simple, is that it's the ride up. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There has been more climactic endings. Yeah. In other Sentai, but this was the end of a perfect story.
They had the perfect build into the story.
You know what I mean? Where it wasn't really one big battle scene. It was multiple things going on at once.
It was a 100% strong build into the.
It was like a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It wasn't an episode. It was like a movie.
Yeah, it was really good. There are 6 movies that we will try to get our hands on and maybe get to watch. I have the Gavin versus Dekarangers. I have the Girls in Trouble one, and I have the 10 Years Later. So there's 2 of them. The Alba Ranger, which, you know what? I might have that one within the Alba Ranger file. Okay. The Sentai, the one with SPD, it might be in that. And then the Mirage Rangers, which is the Mystic Force. And SPD.
I can't wait to watch the Sentai version of that just to see, because like I see the true potential, because Mystic Force isn't horrible. It's not horrible. It's just not strong. Yeah. But the characters that's in that show, there's different like realms of these characters, like of, you know what I mean? Like there's the elephant that comes at the end, and there's this, and there's that, and there's this, and there's that. I'm ready to see where Sentai takes that, because like I want to completely wipe my memory of Mystic Force. Same thing with Operation Overdrive. I want to see where they go with that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Me too. So review out of 105, where you give this
5.
100% is 5.
It's there. It's 100%, bro. It's Dekaranger is supreme. It is. This thing gives it a fighting. It's like it's Apollo and Rocky, bro.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good series. I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna have to say I'll give the point to Sentai as well. Like SPD was great, and that's became one of the American ones.
See, so before the cast, he was on the fence, right?
Yeah.
With whether SPD was better, because he. I'm happy that you chose, because it shows that you're realistic and you're not biased. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because even with me with Ninja Storm, it was hard for me to say that Sentai was, but it's the truth.
No, it's the truth.
You know what I mean? Because if we weigh the pros and cons,
there's more.
There's more. Yeah. And what I said about SPD is everything that we love about SPD
was done here. Yeah.
Came from here.
I think what also holds a good strong part was the Omega Ranger. He was a really good character.
He made up for that piece of shit character.
He was a good character in this. Even though he still has some silly shit, he was a great character.
And he demoted himself at the end. Yeah. He's like, screw this, I'm one of you guys now. I don't want to be a space ranger. Yeah. You know what I mean? I denounce my shit. Yeah. You know, and I'm one of you guys now.
Yeah. And I think he becomes Doggy in one of the 10 years later. He takes Doggy's position.
I love the way Doggy's voice is, man. It's just, I have such a problem with the Japanese thing, and I said it in the beginning, but
it fit him perfect. Like,
oh my god, it was just because he's animated as a character, like because of his look. Yeah. Because like, don't get me wrong, Doggy in SPD looks better. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that deep Japanese voice just fits that look. I don't know why, but it just fits it. Like, I believe you. Yeah. 100%. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that we didn't have a cat dog thing. Like, it was a swan, you know what I mean? But she wasn't even a swan. She only had the fairy things on the side. Yeah. Her name was just Swan. Yeah. She wasn't a swan. You know what I mean?
Yep. So, this is the MorphinCast. We wrap this up. Yeah. This is for Dekaranger. Watch it. It's really fucking good.
Definitely watch it. It is there. Yeah. Everything that you want is there.
So I'm gonna put this out there. If you guys want to join their thing, you're welcome to do it. So I followed this person on Patreon. It's called KRDL.MOE, and they do have a Patreon. It's $10 a month, and they give you access to every fucking Sentai there ever is. They have Kamen Rider, they have Ultraman, they have Gyro, they have Metal Heroes. They got everything. They have from Spider-Man. This is where I'm getting all the Sentais from. Okay. So, and that person's always asking for like donations and whatnot. So if you are interested in watching all the Sentais, it's $10 a month. Let the person have it. They give you access to all that. You can just download it.
The fact that that person, I don't know if it's a he, that person has access to all this is worth the $10.
Exactly. So I've been a Patreon member for the last couple of months because I've been downloading all their shit. Yeah. So
because Tubi ain't doing it for us anymore.
And I was able to get everything that we are covering for the next years to come because I have everything up to Dino Fury so far. Yeah. So I have everything on point, and then I started downloading the older ones. So I'm up to like maybe five men, I think, which is in the 80s and whatnot.
I really want to watch the season when that guy who was Jin.
5 men.
Yeah, he was the guy in Dekaranger that was beating the shit. Like
he's in 2 seasons. He's in 2 other Ranger series.
Yeah, no, but he was a Ranger.
He's in Bioman and 5 men. I think 5 Man, he was the Blue Ranger.
He's like a recurring character that just keeps going. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like he just made such a lasting mark to me. Yeah. That I just want to see what he's done.
Yeah. No, he was good stuff. It was a lot of good stuff. So yeah, definitely check him out if you are interested in actually watching the Sip Sentais and actually going through them. Give them a follow, give them a like, because they've been helping our podcast a lot because I was able to get access to all these Sentais, and they have Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider is fucking dope. If you never watched Kamen Rider, that's a dope series as well. So definitely check them out. It's krdl.mo, MEMOE, and join their Patreon, and you have access to all their Sentai stuff. And they're always updating things. They're always adding things to it. And check them out. And you see Geki. Geki is one of the Kamen Riders. He was actually the OG.
Geki's the man.
He was the OG Kamen Rider. He was the first.
Oh, I've never seen Kamen Rider, so
it's a Mask Rider.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but I've never seen any
Kamen Rider had a short American.
Yeah, he had like 2 seasons. I think.
Yeah, it was in America. It was on like Kids WB when it was like Voltage or something, whatever it was fucking called. Oh,
I can understand the non-appeal of it. You know what I mean? Because we're engulfed in a Power Ranger universe at that time, where everything else side to it was like, it's not the same.
The CGI and the graphics they used were pretty dope, and they just kind of did more like a card game kind of thing with it, as they had a card that they put in their thing, and then they turned into the character and whatnot. So, yeah. All right. I guess we'll wrap this up. This is for Dekaranger, the MorphinCast. Thank you for listening. Please follow us on all our social medias. We have Spotify is probably the easiest way to get us all. Red Cycling on Spotify. You can listen to all our casts. We have Guess But I Swear and the Wrestling Babble weekly. And we got Not a Trekkie. We have Shell Shack. We have the MorphinCast. And we got the Gamer Rage podcast, all monthly casts. So definitely check those out. There are new episodes on all 4 of them that just got released this month. So definitely check all those out.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. All Mark with the Mic. Follow Red Cyclone Inc. on Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, SoundCloud, and WordPress. All Red Cyclone Inc. They have a lot of videos of Mass Effect 3 and everything like that. So definitely check their stuff out as well. And shout outs to our producer Mike. He does a lot of work for us.
Yeah, so shouts out to him, definitely.
Follow Tenacious T.
Yes, you can follow me out on Twitter at Tenacious TRC Inc. You can also follow me on my own personal Instagram page, newly named Tots Guap. The inside joke between me and my brother and my niece. Working on a side podcast of my own, which will be a Red Cyclone Inc. monthly podcast as well, focusing on Batman the animated series, Spider-Man the animated series, X-Men going into the movies, potentially comic books, stuff like that. Just keeping the brand going. Shouts out to my my co-host with that, Jay Paul. We're working on something with that. So as soon as we know more with that, you'll know more of that. The podcast will be called Popcorny. So look out for that. Always a shouts out to Game On, retro video game store based out on Long Island. Now in 3 locations. They officially opened up the 3rd location, which is in Patchogue. They also have one in Smithtown, and then the Mecca Holy Grail of Game On, which is in Miller Place, satisfying all your retro video game needs, and I mean everything. Yep. And the fact that in a world of nowadays where everything's fast and digital, to have a store that was so low-key start blowing up the way it is, it's really good, and it makes me feel great about the future and passing down the lineage of the history of video games to the youth.
Yeah,
so,
and they do a lot of great. They do a lot of good stuff for the community and all that stuff. So definitely check those guys out. They're very nice. And
always a shouts out to Tristan, 1000%.
And always remember, follow the Jinkies and fuck Zordon.
Yeah, always fuck Zordon. Splinter too. Splinter. I mean, in the 6th season of the Turtles, he had one pretty dope episode that kind of made up a little bit, but one episode out of a million does not make you good, Splinter. Right. Stop robbing people and eating sashimi, okay?
Yep.